On the morning of February 10th, 1840, the most powerful woman in the world broke a rule that had governed royal marriages for centuries. She didn't wear a crown. She didn't wear royal robes. And she chose a colour no queen had ever made famous before. It looked like a small decision, almost insignificant. But that single choice would quietly change how weddings look for the next 200 years. Because on this morning, Queen Victoria wasn't trying to look like a monarch. She was trying to control how history would remember her. By 1840, Victoria had been on the throne for less than 3 years. She was young, newly crowned, and under relentless pressure. In the 19th century, a reigning queen wasn't just expected to rule. She was expected to marry, produce heirs, and secure the future of the monarchy. Every choice she made was political. Every public appearance was symbolic. And this marriage mattered, not just because it was personal, but because when a queen marries, a dangerous question always follows. Who holds the power now? Here's something many people don't know. Prince Albert did not propose to Queen Victoria. She proposed to him. Royal protocol demanded it. A reigning monarch could not be chosen. She had to be the one who chose. In October of 1839, Victoria made that decision herself. She later wrote openly about her affection for Albert, using language that was unusually emotional for a queen. That alone was already a quiet break from tradition. But the real departure from royal custom came on the wedding day. As February 10th arrived, London woke to cold air and gathering crowds. Inside the palace, preparations were underway for what many expected to be a grand royal spectacle. Weddings at this level were never just celebrations. They were statements of stability, hierarchy, and control. Victoria understood that better than anyone, and she had already decided what she would not do. She would not dress like an empire. Instead of traditional royal colours, heavy fabrics, and ceremonial robes, Victoria chose a simple white satin gown trimmed with British-made Honiton lace. White was not unheard of. Brides had worn many colours throughout history, including white, but no reigning queen had ever turned it into a defining image. Her choice wasn't about purity. That meaning came later. It was about image. White highlighted craftsmanship. It photographed well. It softened her appearance. It made the most powerful woman in Britain look restrained, youthful, and almost approachable. And then she made another deliberate decision. She did not wear a crown. She wore a wreath of orange blossoms instead. On a day when she could have emphasized authority, she chose symbolism, and that choice would echo far beyond the palace walls. The ceremony took place at the Chapel Royal in St. James's Palace. By royal standards, it was surprisingly modest. As Victoria entered, everyone present understood something important. In rank, she outranked her groom. This was not a princess being given away. This was a sovereign choosing partnership without surrendering power. Nothing about it was loud. Nothing about it was dramatic. And that restraint made it unforgettable. After the ceremony, the image spread. Illustrations circulated. Newspapers described the gown in careful detail. Engravings were copied and shared far beyond Britain. Slowly, almost without announcement, a template formed. White began to mean wedding. Not because of law, not because of religion, but because people imitate what power makes visible. Victoria didn't invent the white wedding dress, but she made it aspirational. And when a queen does something in public culture listens, this story isn't really about fashion. It's about control. Victoria understood something leaders still rely on today. Image creates reality. On a day meant to display dominance, she chose restraint. On a day meant to emphasize hierarchy, she chose intimacy. And by doing that, she made herself close enough to copy. By the end of that winter day, Queen Victoria was married. But she had also done something else. She had quietly rewritten how the world marks one of life's most important moments. So the next time you see a white wedding dress, remember this. It didn't start as tradition. It started as a choice.